Well, if Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin are MAGA when they were always never MAGA, then it's you's betrayed MAGA, and that's your problem.
Hey, what's up, guys? So, this whole Iranian war is causing so much friction and division within the mega base. On one hand, you have the pro Israel side with the Ben Shapiro's and Mark Levins of the world. And on the other side, you have the Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, and Candace Owens of the world. But what really set this whole thing off was Mark Levin when he tweeted at Megyn Kelly and basically called her out. And Megyn, rightfully responded, calling Mark out too. I'm not really going to delve into what they said. They just basically trashed each other. But what was really kind of shocking was what Trump said, because he actually chimed in on this whole situation with a true social post. Here's what he said: Mark Levin, a truly great American patriot, is someone under siege by other people with far less intellect, capability, and love for our country. Mark is tough, strong, and brilliant, hence the nickname the Great One, conceived by our MAGA friend, the wonderful Sean Hannity, after years of dealing with Mark in legal, media, and other capacities. So yeah, Trump basically is just siding with Mark Levin here, which is pretty crazy. And calling out Megyn Kelly. And one person that had an issue with this whole thing was Alex Jones. Anyways, listen to what Alex Jones had to say because he pretty much went off on Trump.
President Trump's coming to the defense of Mark Levin today on Truth Social is extremely troubling because of what he says there. First off, he implies that it's these evil, terrible people that aren't MAGA that are attacking him and that Trump's coming to his aid. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, and others have been all over the conservative circuit, CPAC, their own shows, TPUSA, saying Tucker Carlson is non-MAGA, Alex Jones is non-MAGA, and listing other people that are supposed to be excommunicated. Well, let's just get one thing straight here. I was around a lot longer than Trump politically, and I've never been MAGA. I'm 1776. I've supported the aims of Make America Great Again so far, but now those definitions are changing. But what Trump's really doing here is attacking his critics. He doesn't want to say, don't attack me in the Iran war. He wants to say, leave Mark Levin alone. He's the litmus test when he's calling for censorship and all the rest of it of people like Tucker Carlson and myself, or I will say that you're not part of our movement. Well, Trump, you don't have to worry about that. People are already very upset with you and already basically understanding that your legacy is being destroyed by you breaking your promise about this war and a lot of the other things you've done, like no real prosecutions of the deep state. So if you want to continue to self-inflict wounds on your own name and own political dynasty, I'm sad about that, but that's your life. You can do it. We're going to stay true to our populist, conservative, nationalist, Christian ideas that you wrote in on, but that we launched. I've been promoting these issues for 30 plus years. Mark Levin, Ben Shapiro, and all your darlings were never Trumpers and attacked you. And I've seen Lindsey Graham, say, screw Donald Trump. Donald Trump can go to hell. But that's who you've chosen now, and their worldview more and more. You're ignoring Kennedy, saying we're going to give glyphosate, protection, Roundup, and so many other things you're starting to break with why we voted for you. Now, still, you're better than the Democrats. So I don't hate you. I still promote the good things you do. But when you say, hey, if you criticize Mark Levin, that's a litmus test. You're by the wayside. You're a failure. You're in the dustbin of history. That's a neocon talking point of Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro. They're the ones that have almost no viewers or listeners anymore. They're the ones that are incredibly unpopular. And if you think taking on their political views is the right thing to do or is going to help you, then we can't stop you. But I've seen Mark Levin say a few months ago, people like Tucker Carlson, the rest of you think you're going to stop us with your little podcast? We'll do anything it takes to blah, blah, blah. It's open threats. Now you have the head of the ADL a few days ago literally say, we'll play it in a moment coming up here on my syndicated show. I'm also posting this clip to X. I'll post that clip under it. Greenblatt came out and said, you saw the great genius of us with the pagers and all the other operations killing our enemies. We need to do that in America in our 8-front war. So it's not just censorship and debanking and the ADL having meetings saying arrest me years ago. Now, let's have criminal referrals for Tucker Carlson, claiming because he's talking to Iranians during a war, which is a journalist's job, he's working for a foreign country, which they say is illegal. Well, Tucker isn't working for a foreign country, but you represent a foreign country, Israel. You have members of Congress wearing IDF uniforms during their votes. I mean, it's being flaunted. And so by attacking anybody as anti-Semitic that disagrees with total war with Iran, You guys have set the parameters now to basically define it as that. And you're only kind of conjuring the monster you claim that you fear. But the truth is, the head of the ADL also said in the same speech, we've never had more business. We've never had more support from the Jewish community. Yeah, because the policies of Netanyahu and others are incredibly unpopular and are creating a backlash. Then you call everybody anti-Semites, and now you've defined this new huge enemy you have, so you get more power, more control, more funds, and get to play victim more. Just like Mark Levin running to Trump with Sean Hannity. Oh, they're being mean to me. Oh, they're saying bad things. Myself, Tucker Carlson, we're not saying anything bad about you, other than the fact that you're trying to censor and control people and then run and play victim. And now you've called on your daddy Trump to come and say, ooh, you won't be in the cool kids anymore. You won't be able to sit at the cool table at lunch, in junior high if you're not cool. Well, here's a newsflash. When I was in junior high, I was dating the high school girls. When I was in high school, I was dating college girls. I was never in the lunchroom because my college girlfriend was picking me up at lunch and we were pulling around the woods and having lunch, if you know what I mean. So it's the same analogy now. I don't want to be at your cool table, which is really the short bus of politics, okay? We're the avant-garde, we're the cutting edge, and I don't want to be at the table with Mark Levin and Ben Shapiro, self-appointed control freak jokes, or Benjamin Netanyahu. And I'm not with the Muslims, and I'm not with Ilhan Omar, and I'm not with the Iranians. Got it? Not with that, and not with you. I'm an American, and I'm sick of this crap. And we have a lot of the Jewish lobby running around trying to censor Americans because what you're doing is unpopular, and your answer is to double down. That's not going to work. But if Trump wants to sign his political fortunes onto you, and that's what he thinks, and he thinks promoting Mark Levin as a litmus test, you better support him or I don't support you, good then. Make it cut and dry and clear. You already ran off Massey. You already ran off MTG. Now you're running off Tucker. Now you're running off most of your supporters. And if that's what you want to do, that's your business, buddy, because we brought you into power. We put you there. And I know you're a lame duck now. You see yourself as leaving. You made deals with the establishment. You're just trying to secure your family's own future. Whatever. I've got a job to do this to save this country. Trump, I believe you still love the nation. I believe you're not a bad person, but I can't sit here and watch you put out these outrageous statements. This is going to create just even bigger backlash against you and the good things you're doing in many ways, and will just embolden these ankle biters like Shapiro and Levin to call for more censorship of myself and others, which isn't going to work. And now criminal referrals by the CIA against Tucker Carlson. They did the same type of crap to me over and over again. And Trump's DOJ was investigating if stuff was done to me by the previous DOJ and CIA, which was declassified. Then Todd Blanche killed that investigation, killed the auto pen investigation. They're killing it all because you appointed a famous Democrat Party lawyer from the Southern District of New York, the belly of the beast, to be your main lawyer. He's really the head of the DOJ. So it's mistake after mistake after mistake. Or maybe it's not a mistake. Maybe you've decided to really join the Democrats. You're the one saying how wonderful Bill Clinton is all the time now. I mean, imagine, in fact, next you'll probably say if we don't support Bill Clinton, we're not MAGA. Well, if Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin are MAGA, when they were always never MAGA, then it's you who's betrayed MAGA, and that's your problem. So again, that's where we are. But I'll continue to fight the Democrats. Their open evil, their open want for World War III with the Russians, their open wish for open borders, sexualization of our children. I'm going to continue to fight them, okay? And I'm not going to get in some infight garbage here and make my life about even giving attention to Mark Levin and people like that that are jokes. You at 79 watching Fox News might not know that Mark Levin is a joke. You might not know that Ben Shapiro's numbers have been in the tank for years. You might not know that, okay? You might think running Elon Musk off was good. And who needs Elon when you've got Mark Levin, the great one? So just enjoy the political nursing home you live in, kind of your waiting room to the rest of eternity. As for those of us that are still engaged, still informed, we're going to move forward with the America First agenda and 1776 worldwide. That's the facts.
Okay, so that's what Alex Jones had to say, and I kind of have to side with him here because you can be supportive of Trump. He's done a ton of great things with his second term. Closing up the border, crime down 20%, lowest in decades, getting men out of women's sports, the stock market, just a lot of wins. But this thing with Israel, the Iran war, it's just getting people to focus away from the wins and just onto this stuff with this nonsense with Israel. And then there's also a lot of things that Trump hasn't fulfilled in this term. And I understand it's only he's going to his second year. But where are all the arrests? Like January 6th committee, AutoPen, Russia hoax. Where are all the arrests? The censorship, like Cash Patel, Pam Bondi. I don't care about these popcorn headlines like the NBA betting scandal. That stuff I don't care about. I want to start seeing some arrest because the people on the left they censored us all throughout during COVID, and it was just crazy. Where do you think we would be if Trump had not won in 2024? Where would Zuckerberg be? It would all those social media platforms would still be censoring the right.